In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a comprehensive guide on how to use Trading 212. We're going to look at both the desktop version and the mobile app in today's video, and we will cover all sorts of things, everything you could possibly need to know, from depositing money on your account, to buying stocks, to buying ETFs, to selling stocks, to selling ETFs, to building Trading 212 pies, and everything in between. And of course, I'm filming this in 2023, so this is going to be a very relevant and up-to-date guide. If you do want to open a stocks and shares ISA with Trading 212, or perhaps you've got a stocks and shares ISA but you want to open a general investment account, then do feel free to use the link that I'll pop in the description, because that link will give you a free share worth up to £100. So here we are on the Trading 212 desktop version. I personally really like to have an investment app that allows me to both do it on my computer and on my mobile phone. So if you do want to skip to just the mobile phone section of this video, use the timestamps below, but we'll start on the desktop version and then we'll move over to the mobile app. So this is what it looks like when you log on. So this is assuming that you've already opened an account and you've deposited some funds into the account. So what you can see up the top here, this is actually my investment account, so it does have money in. You can see the account value. So that is showing you how much this account is currently worth. It is not showing you how much money you've put in, because of course with investments it goes up and it goes down. So if you just click on here, it gives you some more information. So you can see the account value, but what you can also see is free funds. So this means how much cash I have in the account ready to actually buy what I want to buy. So you do need to have some free funds before you can actually make an investment, and you do that by depositing funds. So we'll get onto that in just a second. What I really like about this Trading 212 platform is it shows you your ISA utilization, and that's really, really helpful. Here in the UK, of course, we get 20,000 tax-free that we can invest per year within a stocks and shares ISA. So of course, if you're in the UK, you should be prioritizing investing within a stocks and shares ISA because it is tax-free money. And we are relatively newly in the new tax year. So I've only actually utilized 4% of my 20,000 so far. Of course, as we move through the tax year, I'll be looking to utilize a lot higher of a percentage of that 20,000. So you can see that I actually do already have £51.53 ready to actually invest in free funds. But let's say you've just opened your account and you don't have any money on it so far. How do you actually put money on? Well, you can see here there is this deposit funds button, and this is very similar on the mobile app as well, and I will show you that later on. You can click deposit funds, and what you'll need to do is you will need to actually link your bank account. So there are 3 different options to deposit funds on Trading 212. You've got an instant bank transfer, so you can hook up your bank account to your Trading 212 account, and then moving forward you can just transfer money just as you would any other sort of ongoing monthly service, anything like that. Very easy to do. And that option is not only instant, but it is free. So that's the option that is recommended here, and the option I personally have used and will only use. The next one is a bank transfer, could take up to 2 business days, but is also free. I don't know why you would pick that one over the one above, but it's there as an option. And then we've also got this credit and debit card option here as well. You do get the first £2,000 of deposits using this method for free, but after that you will get a fee of 0.7%. That is 2,000 in total. So not 2,000 every single time, it's 2,000 in total. So just, be aware of that. Like I said, I always go for this instant bank transfer. And if you click on it, obviously this is going to be blurred out, but you can see that a bank account is attached to it. That's my bank account. I can change that if I want to, but what I can do is I can select exactly how much money I want to actually deposit in. You might be wondering why it's capped at 19,100. That's a bit of an odd amount. That's going to change for every individual person, and that's based on your ISA utilization. So if I had used none of my ISA this tax year, that would be 20,000, because that's the maximum you can put in to a stocks and shares ISA within one tax year. But you can do as little as £1. I could transfer £10. I could say I want to invest £300, or I can edit this to a more specific amount, such as £323. Once you have put in an amount, you simply click pay, and that will then deposit the money into the account. I've already got £50 in, so I don't actually need to do this today, but it's very, very straightforward, very, very simple. And then as you can imagine, that money you'll get a notification up the side here, and it will say that you've deposited money, and then it will show in your free funds. Super easy, super straightforward. I've had absolutely no trouble doing this. So now you have money on your account, you're probably gonna wanna put that money to work and actually purchase some stocks or some ETFs, index funds, whatever it may be. And what I can say is everything I've wanted so far on Trading 212 has been available. So I don't think you're ever gonna find a situation where you want a particular stock or an ETF and it's just not on here. I've not come across that myself. So what you can see is you've got some options down the side here. You've got the home button, you've got the portfolio button, the search button, the calendar, videos, and notifications. And you've got this little chat button in the corner here if you ever need the online chat service and you want to speak to them, which also, just to point out, I've always found very, very good service. You can see that you've got a watch list here. What you can do is you can create yourself a watch list of stocks and ETFs that you might be interested in, and you can just keep them here so you don't have to find them every single time. This is my personal watch list. I don't really know why this is my watch list. I think I must have made this when I first started, just to try it out. But yeah, you can see it here, expanded and non-expanded, and you can edit it and you can add, different stocks into your own watch list. There's also some more features. You've got this popular option. Now, these are the most traded companies right now. So these are the popular stocks if you want to have a look through them. US stocks, UK stocks, new stocks on Trading 212, so ones that they've recently added, which is cool to see them add in more. ETFs, some really popular ETFs, and also upcoming earnings, which is super cool to see. We're in the earnings period right now, so this is really, quite useful at the moment. You can see that Starbucks has an upcoming earnings report. I like to see it. So let's just say that you've not yet made a watch list and you're not really interested in doing so. If you do want to, you can just create one here, name it, add stuff to it, very easy. But you do know that you want to buy perhaps a particular company. Let's say you want to buy Apple. You can just simply go to search. You can search for Apple using the full word or the ticker symbol, and then here it is. You can see that this top option is the one that you want, AAPL, on the NASDAQ exchange. That's the one you're going to want. So you could simply click that and then you could buy it if you want to. You could also add it to a watch list. You can read about it. You can set price alerts, but we'll look at all of that in a minute. If you're not sure whether you want to buy a company yet, but perhaps you just want to have a little look into the company, again, you can just search for the company that you're interested in. Let's say it's Microsoft. You can click into it and you can see at a very clear oversight view here, pretty much what you're going to need to know about this company. So you can see its performance chart. You can expand that out to different time periods. You can max it out. You can look at, the one-day performance, whatever you want to do. You can also see that this is currently a closed market. What does that mean? That means that Microsoft is a US stock and the US stock market is currently closed and it opens in 1 hour, 9 minutes. That doesn't mean that you can't buy this company now and it will just execute the sale when the market opens. You can absolutely do that. You don't have to set yourself an alert to come online when the US markets open. But you might want to just check the price before you buy. In that case, just simply wait until the markets open. And you've got this option here of an advanced chart. That's quite intimidating for beginners, I feel like. It basically just gives way more details than you probably need or you probably want. But hey, it's here if you do want it. You can change it to candlestick view if that's what you prefer. You can still change the time period. You can do all these cool analysis of it. I personally don't use this. I just tend to use this or, a chart on Google. But it's there if you want it. And then scrolling down. Company details, so you can read about Microsoft, see what they do if you don't already know. I'm sure with Microsoft you do know, but it's here anyway, and that's always useful. Then you've got just some little facts about the company. Who is their CEO? How many employees do they have? What sector are they in? What industry are they in? And then some key ratios, which again is very helpful. You can see at a glance what their revenue is, PE ratio, EPS, all of these things that you are going to want to know if you're investing into a company. And also there's this button here for all ratios. If it's not telling you everything you want to know, click this button and it's probably going to be here somewhere, what you want to know about the company. And you can see that there's just buckets of information here. You really don't need to go to another website to find out information. I do use another website, so I use Seeking Alpha for a lot of my stock analysis, which I love as well. Again, I'll leave a link if you want to check that out, but you don't necessarily need to. Like, this does have a lot of information on it. Again, now we've got the financial summary, and I like the fact that this is shown visually. It's not just listed out, because reading companies' financials can be quite boring. So to see the trends in the company's financials can be very, very helpful. And you can change the income statement from quarterly to annually. You can look at the full income statement for different years if you want to, which you should be doing if you're investing in individual companies. Balance sheet, cash flow, and then just some more information here as well. One thing that I've really, really liked about Trading 212 is this history button. So if you own a particular stock, but you want to see at what points in time you've purchased, what your average purchase price is, stuff like that, the data will be here. I don't own Microsoft, so I've got no history right now, but I'll show you that in a minute when we look at my portfolio. And let's just say you don't want an individual stock, but you want a FTSE 100 ETF. I can just search for FTSE 100 and I can just have a little look down here what options we've got. Straight away, I recognize Vanguard. I know Vanguard are a trusted company that have really good funds. And you know what? I might have heard of VUKE. I could have a little look further into that, and then I can decide this might be what I want in my portfolio, and I can actually click buy. Again, not going to do that today because this is really my money, so I do want to invest in something that I want to invest into. But let's just jump over to my portfolio section now. So like I said, this is real money. This is literally my portfolio. And what you can see is you can see my performance over time. So right now, the account is worth £6,902.73, but I invested £7,188.23, which means I'm down by just under 4%. And I like that you can see this at a glance. You can see exactly how much you're up or down by, and you can look at that graphically as well. I can max it out. I can look over the last month. I can see all of these dips and ups and downs. And hey, that is what long-term investing is. You ride out the waves, and overall, you should be in the green. So I can click my investments and I can see everything that I've got in my portfolio. So you can see I've got the following companies. I won't read them all out, but next to them, it says exactly how much that position is currently worth and what I've gained or lost on that position right now today. So just for an example here, Amazon, £531.10, up by £5.87. And you can see that this is literally changing, but a different position, Tesla here, down by £386.47, which works out to about 10.62% down. If I click on any one of my positions, I can see some more information. So I can see exactly how many shares of that company I own. So with Amazon, I own 6.4917667 shares. That tells you another thing about Trading 212. You can buy fractional shares. You don't have to wait until you have the amount for one whole share, which of Amazon would be $102.05. You can just buy however much of that you want, and it will give you a fractional share. So for example, if you paid half of that, you would get half a share. If you paid a quarter of that, you would get a quarter of a share. You see what I mean? And you can also see your average price. So averaging out the times that you've purchased this stock at, what is your average buy-in price? You can see for me, for Amazon, it's $99.71 or £80.90 if we're converting it into British pounds. You can see the current stock price, $102.05. And just like with the view on the left-hand side, you can see a detailed return view where you can see exactly your gain and loss and any FX impact as well. So FX is just the currency exchange rate that you pay. And of course, that is going to affect your long-term gains or losses because you are paying a fee when you buy a non-UK stock if you're in the UK. I'm actually going to show you me buying some Amazon stock right now. Of course, if you want to buy, you're probably going to press the big buy button. That is absolutely true. So I'm going to buy some Amazon right now, but I just want to show you your options. So you have market and limit. So what this means is market means that you are going to pay the next available market price. So if Amazon comes online at $103, that's what I'm going to be paying for it. If it comes at $99, that's what I'm going to be paying. Or If I don't necessarily want to do the next best market price, I can set a limit order. So I can say that I want to buy 2 shares. Oh, I don't have enough for that. 1 share. Don't have enough for that. Okay, let's just put in here just so I can show you 0.2. Okay. All right, we can allow me to buy 0.2 shares. I am willing to buy 0.2 shares, but only if the price is $100. If it's not $100, it won't execute. If it is $100, I will get this to actually send the buy order. And I can set an expiration date as well, so end of day or whatever I want it to be. I personally don't like to make it too confusing, and I generally just stick to market orders because realistically, if I'm happy with the price now, it's probably going to be a very similar price. I have the option to select how many shares I want to buy, or what I like to do is actually indicate the amount of money that I want to spend. So I could say here, I want to spend £20 on Amazon right now, and it will tell me that that will get me roughly 0.244 shares. Of course, it can't be exact because the price is going to fluctuate a little bit as I'm doing this, as the market opens, but it's a rough estimate anyway. But like we said, I've got about £50 to spend. So I'm actually going to put in exactly £50 into Amazon right now. And it's going to get me about 0.61 shares. If you want to see me buy more stocks, then I do have this whole series called Invest With Me, where I literally show you what I'm investing in and why I'm investing into it. And I literally buy it in front of you. So check out them videos if you're interested. But if you want more access and you want to know exactly what I'm buying, when I'm buying it, and perhaps you want to come and talk to me about your investment portfolio or my investment portfolio, or just invest in general, then consider becoming a Patreon member. I'll leave a link in the description. You get access to the Discord, and we have some great people over there sharing their portfolios and talking about investing every single day. I've put in £50 here, and then I'm going to review that order. And it's going to show me some really important things that you do want to take some time to actually look through. The order type, market buy, that is what I'm happy with. Like I explained earlier, I'm good to do that. Number of shares roughly here, share value is going to be roughly $49.92. You might be wondering why I put £50 and it's only given me $49.92. You'll see in a second. Commission is free, so I'm not going to be paying to actually purchase them shares, which is another thing that I like about trading 212. It's a commission-free platform. But what you will see here is with this stock in particular, being a US stock, I am going to have to pay an FX fee. Because I'm paying in pounds and I'm actually buying a US stock listed in dollars, there is going to be a conversion of that currency, and that is an FX fee. You can see here it's come up as 7 pence, so it's not going to break the bank, but keep an eye on it if you're doing lots and lots of small investments. And this FX fee will depend on what you're buying, how much of it you're buying. But it's always worth just having a look. So the total amount that I'm going to spend today is $49.99. So pretty much that £50 that I indicated. Once you're happy with that, you can simply send the buy order. You can see here it's come up with my order of £50 Amazon has been placed. It's a pending order. You can see that right here. It's not going to go through until the US stock market opens, which you can simply click on this and it will tell you it's going to open in 56 minutes. I won't be filming in 56 minutes, but what will happen is I will just get a notification again, like you just saw, saying that I've purchased this company, and then it will just be added to my portfolio. So like I was showing you earlier, you can scroll down and you can see the history. With Amazon, I do have Amazon, and you can see every single time I've purchased some Amazon stock and how much I've paid and how much I've got. And again, you can click into each of these and see more information down the right hand side. Really, really useful. If I decided that actually I want to sell a particular position in my portfolio, I can simply do that with the sell button. I am not going to show you that today. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to sell any of my positions. I have invested into these companies for a reason, and I don't want to be withdrawing money from the market. As a long-term investor, I'm only willing to sell out of a position for a select few reasons, and I can't justify doing that today. But again, it's exactly the same as the buy, just the opposite way around. You indicate how much you want to sell or the number of shares. You could also do a limit order, all these different options that you could do if you want to, but you basically put in how much and then you review it and you sell it. Very, very simple. You probably work this out yourself, but if you look on the left-hand side here, some of these companies have little orange dots next to them. Some of them have green. The UK companies have green, the US have orange. It's just showing me whether the US market is currently open or the UK market is as well. So like with Google, the market is currently closed, therefore it's orange, and it will turn green once it's opened, like with National Grid, market is open. And then once the market has closed again, it will go to this purple color after hours here. One quite unique thing about Trading 212 is this pie option. Trading 212 pies, you might have heard of them. This basically gives you the option to create a pie that you can then invest into. If you're confused, don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do. But just before I do that, I'm just going to show you here, there's this allocation button as well. This will show you what percentage you currently have into each of your investment positions. Being here, you can see Tesla is my biggest position right now at 47.11%. And you can see that here, the pink area of the pie is Tesla. Or you could have a look as to what percentage your other positions are making up as well. This will really help you in rebalancing your portfolio and making sure it's diversified if that's something you want. Clearly, it's not something I'm too bothered about right now because I'm overweighted on Tesla if you want to look at it like that. But I have my own reasons for doing that. Anyway, let's go back to this pie option. You can create a pie and invest automatically. What does that mean? Let's find out. So you can create your pie. So let's add some instruments to a pie. And now this is all just for showing you. I'm not actually going to invest into this. But let's just say we want to make a pie of, we want some Apple. And you can view a pie like a portfolio. We want Apple in there. Yeah, we'll have some Microsoft, we'll have some Amazon, and we'll have some Meta. I just want 4 companies. I want all individual stocks. So let's go next. And then you can name your pie. So I'm going to call it test, and I can stick a little icon here if I want. Maybe it's something you're building up for long-term wealth and you want to put this icon, or you're saving for a house, whatever it may be. You can basically just put one of these pictures in there. Doesn't really matter. And then you can select your target allocation. So just for simplicity, I am going to go for 25% of each company. Of course, you can't go over 100, but you can completely change these however you see fit. And then you can next it. And then you've got these 2 options. So there's either auto invest or manually invest. If you select auto invest, what you'll do is every time you deposit money into your account, so let's say you put £100 onto Trading 212 each and every month, that £100 will auto invest into this pie. So if you've got 4 positions, £25 worth will go into each of these positions, providing that they're 25% of the entire pie like we've just made. Or you can manually do it. So this means that you actually physically use the money into your account and decide which companies within your pie you want to invest into. You can change this later as well, like it says. Let's go to auto invest. Let's say I want to keep this super passive, super simple. And then you can sort of have a little look at some value projections and some predictions. This uses past information to work out potential future performance. So it's not going to be accurate. It's just going to give you an idea. So let's say I'm going to be investing for 40 years, and on the first of every single month, I'm going to be putting £500 into my investment account. My initial deposit is also going to be £500. That is telling you that after 40 years, you are going to have personally contributed for £240,000, but your portfolio will be worth 50.63 million. Okay. This is not a guarantee, but this is based on an 18.31% annual return, which is what they've worked out these companies on average have had over that time period. Okay, I hope that makes sense. After this, you can go next. You can have a little look through all of this information, and then you can fund the pie. I'm not going to do that because I don't actually want this pie. I've not put any research or thought into this, but it's quite a good little feature. With Trading 212, you can also copy other people's pie. And when I jump over to the mobile app, I will show you that in a little bit more detail. So if you've got questions about that, hang on 2 seconds and I'll get to that in just a minute. So also down the side here, we have the calendar. You can just change the date and you can see if there are any big events on any different stocks coming up. I don't personally use this, but I guess it could be useful if you do want to. And there's this video section as well. So this is information about different things in investing that Trading 212 have actually put together. So you can look through them if you are interested or you're new to investing and you want some information. And notifications, of course, are going to be your notifications. That's pretty much everything you're going to need to know. You can also click on the top right, so you can click your name and you can see some other options here. You can look at your documents, the forum, community, or you can look at through your settings. You can switch to a practice account as well, which is quite cool. Where you can practice without your money being used. Don't really know why you would want to do that. I guess it could be quite fun, or you could just maybe make some speculative moves and see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's now jump over to the mobile app. So here we are on the mobile app, and you can see that this is exactly the same account. We can see all the same information. So I'm on my ISA account. Here's my total account value. And you can see here that my free funds have actually gone down to £1.53 with a reserved order of £50. That's because we have just made that investment into Amazon. So that's showing me here. And again, I can see my ISA utilization, which has bumped up to 5% now that I've put some more money in. So you can see all the same options so far. Again, you can deposit funds quite easily, or I can search for funds down here very easily. Search for stocks or funds. There are some other options you can look through. So if you're particularly interested in dividend stocks, again, click into the dividend stock button and have a look through these. Or you can just search if you do know the name. Very, very user-friendly, very straightforward. Some of the features are slightly different on the app versus the desktop and vice versa. But to be honest, it's very straightforward. See here, stocks and ETFs. You can also click into your portfolio, just like you saw me do on the desktop version. You can see the performance and all the different positions listed out here as well. And just like we saw, we can also click into each position and see further information about it. You might have to do some more expanding to find, all the information when you're on your mobile device, but it is a really, really nice app. You buy and sell stocks in exactly the same way as we did on the desktop version, so I don't need to go over that again. But what you can see here at the bottom is this little two people icon. This is the social aspect to Trading 212. What you can do is you can actually post different things on your feed, or you can look at what other people have been posting. I personally don't really use this very much, but if you did want to have a look what other people are saying about stocks and, anything to do with investing, you could do that here. You could build yourself a community so you can follow different people. Like there's a Tesla community here that I actually may want to follow. And I can do that, and then I can get Tesla community information. What I did want to show you is this social pie aspect. You saw how we just made a pie where we just selected which companies we wanted, what percentage allocation of each, and we created that pie. Other people can do that as well, and they can make their pies public. That means that you can blindly copy their investments inside of their pie. And what you've got to remember here is these people that are creating the pies don't necessarily know your risk appetite, your strategy, your time horizon, how much money you want to be putting in. They don't know anything like that, and they could have literally just clicked any old company. So if you are going to blindly copy someone's pie, please note that, your money could really be at risk. But equally, it's a really nice feature to actually go and look at other people's pies and maybe just get some ideas about companies you didn't maybe think about. And then you can go away and do research into those companies. So you can have a look at the top pies, which is the most popular pies that people follow, or you can break it down into different companies. So if I'm into speculative companies, I can have a look at some of those pies there. So let's just have a look at some of the top ones. Maybe I want to invest in Ultra Green Energy Pie. I can click into that. I can see how many people are currently copying that pie, which is quite a crazy amount. Then I can read about it and I can see what companies are actually, within this portfolio. I can scroll further and see exactly what percentage is in what companies, and you can click and find out information about that company if you want to as well. And then if you want to actually copy, you simply can. I'm not going to do that again because I, want to do my own research. I don't want to just copy other people's pies. A lot of you guys have been asking me to actually share my portfolio as a pie on Trading 212. I can do that if you guys are really interested. I don't know how comfortable I feel about that because I don't really want people blindly copying me. Having said that, I share my portfolio online through my portfolio updates and my invest with me videos. So you could literally copy me anyway, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's everything that you could need to know. If you've got any further questions, let me know. Like I said, if you do want to use Trading 212 to do your own investment, whether inside an ISA or a general investment account, use a link in the description, because it will literally give you a free share worth up to £100. And if you do that and you do use my link, 1, thank you so much. And 2, drop me a comment and let me know what free stock you actually got. With all that said, I hope this video was so helpful. Thank you to all you guys that continue to support my channel. It means an awful lot. I'm going to leave it there and I'll see you in the next video.